welcome to another episode of Ask an Author. Today I am super excited because I get to have one of my author BFFs join me today, Dannika Patterson. Welcome, Dannika.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Michelle.
Great to be catching up with you because we are Flower Crown sisters.
Matching.
I know, it's all about the flower crown. So thank you so much for coming and answering questions for kids. And I guess before we get started, would you be able to tell the kids a little bit about how you started on this journey to become an author?
Absolutely. So my author journey started when I was about 6 years old. So I've always loved books. And I've been really lucky to have had a mum who read me books again and again and again. And I fell in love with books. And as soon as I could write, I wanted to write books. And then I grew up and I got really distracted. And I started writing up things for other people. I started writing stories for businesses. And then when I had kids myself, I remembered how much I loved picture books. And so I thought, I'm going to be brave and start writing picture books for real. And now that's what I do. So I got a little bit distracted on my dream, but I came back to what I'd always wanted to do when I was 6 years old. So sometimes kids really do know best.
They do. And actually, I have got some questions here that kids have sent in because a lot of kids are aspiring authors and they want to ask you some questions and see whether they can pick your brain. And they've sent through some pretty pearly questions here. So are you brave enough to answer the questions from the kids?
I'm ready.
Okay, good. All right. So the first question is from Lucy. And Lucy wants to know, have you always loved books and did you always read as a child?
Oh, yes, Lucy, I did. My mum tells me that words and books have always been my joy. So if I could choose any activity, including watching TV or going to Dream World or any exciting thing, I would always choose books. And I'm super lucky because my mum kept a lot of my first books that I loved. And so I still read them today. I never grew out of picture books and I never grew out of chapter books.
Me neither. I've still got all mine too. And Mackenzie wants to know, do you have a favourite book?
Oh, Mackenzie, I do. I have lots of favourites. I've got so many favourites, I have to put them in categories. But if I had to choose one favourite all-time book, I've got it here actually. It would be this one. It would be Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones. And as you can see, I have read this so many times. This is my most read book.
That's amazing. Yeah. Nobody else has chosen that book yet. So that's so cool. Well done. And what is it about that book that you love so much?
This book I love because it's about 3 sisters and a magical land and a moving castle and love. They're pretty much my favourite themes all mixed up in one book.
That sounds just perfect. That sounds awesome. Oh, here we go. Sophia wants to know, where do you get your ideas from?
Oh, Sophia, ideas just pop out at me. So I can never know where an idea is coming from, but most likely if I'm stuck for ideas, I would find them most likely out in nature. So I love to write books about our natural world. And so I will take myself, if I'm feeling stuck for an idea, to the beach or the rainforest or the bush, and always something will pop out at me. Sometimes literally, sometimes an animal, sometimes literally.
That leads me to my next question, which it could be a good lead into this question. Maddie wants to know, are you scared of anything?
Yes. And actually, as if by magic, I can give you a hint as to what that might be. Can you see what that is?
Is that a snake skin?
That's a snake skin. And I am scared of snakes, but specifically snakes in my house because my 7-year-old son, Tom, wants a snake as a pet. And I am terrified that it might get out of its cage and I might find snake skin around my home. No, thank you.
No. Can't he, I don't know, get a fluffy guinea pig or something?
Well, I bought him a dog. I bought him a puppy.
Okay.
In the hopes that will do instead.
I would much rather have a puppy than a snake. But I don't know, there might be kids out there who aren't scared of snakes and would totally love a snake as a pet. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Tom must be so
Yeah, I love snakes in the wild, but not in my home.
We have to draw the line somewhere, don't we? Max wants to know, can you sing?
Oh, shall we check?
Okay.
La 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 la.
Yes, you can sing.
Sort of, Max.
So when I told this to Adam Wallace that I can't sing. So when I sing, I actually sound like Babe the pig. So I go la 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 la, like that's how I sing. So you actually sing heaps better than me. So
only songs I've learnt from play school though.
yes. See, everyone can sing play school songs. That's what I love so much about play school. Like, they're not too tricky and you can sing them and not sound too terrible.
It's true.
So maybe we should just be play school presenters and then we'll sound like really awesome singers.
Yeah, because look how well we work together. I think that's a great idea.
I know, right? We would rock it. Okay, here's a question from Josh. Do you have a favourite sport?
Ooh. Yes, I think I do, Josh, and I think it's swimming. Yes, I like swimming. I like swimming in the ocean particularly. It always makes me feel fresh. I'm not the fastest swimmer, but that's my favourite sport.
Yes, I love swimming in the ocean too, except after I watch the movie Jaws. And then I always struggle going out further than what I can touch. It has to be somebody out further in the ocean than me, so that if a shark comes, I'll eat somebody else instead of eating me. That's if I do that, I'm fine with swimming in the ocean. All right, Sophie wants to ask, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Oh, well, when I was 6, I definitely wanted to be an author, and that continued for most of my life. And so I've always been a writer, but I just sort of needed to be brave enough to become an author. And I think I could have done it when I was 6 years old if I just believed in myself that little bit more. So my message to any of you who are thinking you might like to write or illustrate books or create something for a living is, yes, you can. You can do it, and you can start right now.
Absolutely. You don't have to wait till you're a grown-up to do it.
True.
Good. So what do you think is the most important thing about what you do?
I think the most important thing about what I do is to spread joy through books. So whether that's joy through the reading of the book or going to schools to visit children in classrooms to help them learn how to write books or inspire them to come up with their own ideas, creating joy, I think, is what I feel is the most important part of our job.
Yeah, and your books are full of joy. We love reading your books. They just take you on this amazing adventure and you just want to smile while you're reading it. So we love reading your books. Do you think that books can change the world?
I do, because books can be so many things. They can teach us things. They can inspire us to try new things. They can make us feel less afraid of things. There's a book to do almost anything. And so, yes, I absolutely believe books can change the world.
Me too. I think that's why we're friends, because we both think that. And last of all, do you have any advice for kids who are looking to be an author when they grow up?
Yes, don't wait. Start now. Keep a lot of little notes or notebooks, even if all you can find, if an idea pops into your mind for a story and you're at a cafe, you can grab a napkin or a receipt or anything you can find, you put that idea there, you catch those ideas, collect them, because one day you might find the right moment to turn them into a story, and that moment might even be today. So start now is my advice. Be brave and write.
I think that's amazing advice, because there are stories all around us and we just need to catch them and take the time to notice. Yes.
Collect them.
Yeah. And if there's kids watching today who've thought of a question that they'd really like to ask you, what's the best way that they can get in contact with you?
Well, they can send me a message through my website. And I have a little bit of a long name, so I'll spell it out. So it's dannikapatterson.com. DANNIKAPATTERSON.com. So there's a little form on there with all my contact details. Send me a message and I will always write back.
That's so cool. So what I'll do is I will put a link in the description, so that'll make it really easy for kids. So if you've been listening to Dannika and there's something that she said that's really inspired you, or you've got another question that you want to ask her, or you want to send her a really, really scary picture of a snake, then I will get that link and you can just click on it and you can contact her straight away. Thank you so much, Dannika, for coming and answering the kids' questions today. I've had so much fun, and you have just been an absolute inspiration to kids, and thank you for giving that advice.
Oh, thanks, Michelle. I love hanging out with you over the screen. I love that we got to wear our flower crowns today.
Any excuse.
Have a brilliant rest of the day, starting it out with you.
Thank you so much. And don't forget to hit that like button to say thank you to Dannika, and subscribe so that you can hear a lot more authors talk about what it was like when they were little. You can send in questions and join us next time on Ask